question of the evening. Who is your favorite artist?
My favorite authors are Thomas Hardy, Lucy Maud Montgomery, and among poets, Khalil Gibran and Pablo Neruda.
Our seventh question of the evening. At what age or time in your life did you say, yes, this is what I want to do? This is what I wanted to do poetry. I wanted this to be my future. Wow, what a wonderful.
Writing was always a natural hobby and passion for me for long, but I had no awareness of it and no idea to make it a big part of my life. It was just a very personal thing for me. But it is in 2017, just few years ago, I actually truly realized and reached to the conclusion, and I completely accepted it, that yes, this is what I want to do, and this is my calling, and I accepted it with all my heart, wholeheartedly, because I could not find my passion in anything else. And I realized that I had no concentration. I couldn't just find that passion in anything else. I was not interested in anything else. But so I could not understand why it is like this. But I realized that writing is the only thing which I had consistency, and I was doing it with all my heart. And even if I write day and night, if I write poems, I never felt tired. I never felt like it is something hard. I was getting completely lost in it. And I always felt that freedom, joy, peace, satisfaction in writing and in poetry. And that's how it is in 2017 I completely accepted it, realized it, that yes, this is what I want to do.
I am glad that was for you, cause not a lot of people can write and not make it be a burden, because it has so many levels and things to add in and things to take out to make it just perfect for certain people. So I am glad that it wasn't a burden for you and that you freely wrote it without that is passion. That is really having a passion for something, and not a lot of people have that passion or that drive to poetry as certain people. So that is awesome that was for you. The eighth question of the evening. We have two more questions to go. In all, we have 10 questions, and now we're at the eighth question. So the eighth question says, what does poetry mean to you? Does it signify something? Does it symbol something deep within you? What does poetry means to you?
For me, poetry is the raw and artistic expression of our soul, emotion, imagination, thoughts, feelings, the depths of our thoughts through word painting, and its beauty, vastness, breadth, and depth has no end, no limit. Poetry is infinite, just as our imagination. And poetry has actually enabled me to see any color of life, whether dark or bright, as an art of beauty. Poetry has given me the power to sing in the middle of chaos, thirst, and abysmal loneliness. and nothing can draw and paint so vividly that invisible, hidden, abstract journey of our soul from various stages of our life, like pain, from various stages of pain, emptiness, loneliness, or even joy, which poetry can. And poetry has a healing and liberating power. So poetry is so deep. Poetry means so much to me. Poetry is the language of my soul. Poetry is the expression of my soul. And poetry is the voice of my soul. Poetry is everything to me. It is an extended part of my life. It is inseparable from me. Inseparable from me. As long I will live, poetry will live in me.
You basically said what I said. Um, Around the question two, when did you get into poetry? As you said, poetry is deep and it has depth and it is just beautiful. So I guess, as I said, um, you sitting down writing your poem and know the background and the backstory of your poem, you can see how meaningful it is and how it connects to real life problems and real life struggles and all of that. So yes, poetry is really, really a beautiful thing, and it really makes you express yourself without without a lot of things. And when you break down certain essence of the poem, you see the depth it holds, and that in art is really the beauty of poetry. Our ninth question of the evening: what is your favorite poem you have written for yourself?
My favorite poem, which I have written for myself, it's a nature poem. Its title is In This Spring. I'm a lover of nature, and most of my poems are based on nature and the beauty of nature. Most of my poetry themes revolves around nature.
Our last and final question of the evening. So we are finally here. We are at the last question of the interview. Let's make it worldwide, shall we? Couldn't you share it with us? Couldn't you share the poem you have written, your favorite poem you have written for yourself? Thank you.
In this spring, in this spring, the velvet green veils the face of beautiful earth. The golden sun shines in the sky with all its shimmering mirth. Near the windy river, slowly blows the wind with a joyful dancing and jolly swing, jiggling the spindly wiggly willows over the verdant tranquil meadows. Sunny marigolds smile merrily, daffodils dance to the idyllic medley of sun and shadows, wind and billows. Lilies grace the pristine face of pools, lagoons, ponds, and lakes. Bumblebees hum with the lingering drone, honeybees collecting sweet nectar, oscillating from flower to flower. Tiny dragonflies and beautiful butterflies roam in fields and gardens. Little man kids giggle and cackle, chasing after these colorful flies. The birds flutter their majestic wings. The atmosphere echoes with their melodious twittering. Joyfully they hover from trees to trees, and the herbivorous feast upon the grass and leaves. Lying over the silvery water, lotus smiles with pinkish blush and floats gaily with blissful hush. Koils coo and robins blue heighten all the nature's hues. I glance and mesmerize. If it's paradise, seem more than true these surreal views.
You are truly talented when it comes on to poetry. I love that poem, and I love the depth, and I love how you brought it through, and the words you use, it all really connected to everything you wanted to say. So thank you for sharing with us.
You're most welcome, Abigail. It was my pleasure to attend this interview, getting this chance to talk to you, and thank you for this interview. I really enjoyed talking to you, sharing about my poetry journey, and also sharing my favorite poetry. Thank you once again, and thank you, P.C.F.E.
Hey, Glory, thank you very much for tuning in on this program. We really appreciate your service and your answers. They were brilliant, and I was really glad I could communicate back and forth with you. So thank you again for tuning in. Well, thank you everyone for watching our program. I hope you really enjoyed it. I must say I really enjoyed myself. Asking questions and getting back answers, and just communication is really, and about something you love, is really beautiful. And as we've been saying throughout the the program or the video, poetry is really beautiful, and I really want everyone to really understand what I mean by that. That it's really and truly beautiful, and you should really, try and see if you could read a poem or, something. So, thank you for coming here and reaching this part of the video. We thank you, and we will see you next time. Thanks for watching.